So, hello everybody and welcome to World of Warships. Now, in this game I am in the Tier 6 Fubuki, the Japanese torpedo-focused destroyer, seen in all its glory here, which is actually quite big and heavy as destroyers go. It's certainly much bigger and heavier than the Tier 5 one, the Mitsuki, which is still I think my favourite ship. But anyway, so in this game, this is a Tier 6 game. There's 7 ships aside, as you can see in the corners. Because this is a ranked battle, so all the ships are tier 6, there's 7 aside, and you kind of go in the game when you play ranked battle, you go up ranks and you earn a star or a couple of stars for every win. You lose a star for a loss, and then every couple of stars or so you go up a rank and you get certain rewards for doing so, like flags, signal flags, camouflage patterns, so things like that. It's quite cool, I quite like it. However, I've been playing a bit of a plank recently, especially in the Fubuki. I've had more success in the Cleveland, and then I had this game. Now this game I made a video of for a couple of reasons. Firstly, I played very well. It's not actually that interesting as games go. I've had more interesting games, but this, in terms of results, this game was very good. But the other reason is because the ending absolutely floored me, and the reason I've made this video is because of, let me switch to the team view, this guy, KZN Raider, who did some of the sneakiest Cleveland manoeuvring I've ever come across, and took me out in about 3 seconds, right at the end. And I was really impressed by that particular brand of sneak. I mean, his team still lost, but I was really impressed by that particular brand of sneakiness. So I decided to make a video in honour of, what's his name again, of KZN Raider. So hopefully, with any luck, you might watch it. But anyway, let's go. So, launched a couple of sets of torpedoes off at the Duca d'Aosta over there. That sounds French. And then a surprise destroyer. So I kind of, yeah, he started reversing. What happened there is I aimed at him thinking that he would take longer to decelerate. But he was actually moving backwards. So those torpedoes miss, I think. And now I've been detected by who's detected me? Somebody's detected me. That destroyer detected me. I managed to get some hits in and then vanished again. Which of course, because I'm a destroyer and nobody in this game ever has any imagination, they will obviously all shoot at me. Nearly hit the island. But now I'm protected by his smoke screen, which is quite nice. And I suspect he's now heading around this side of the island, because that's where he was going. Those torpedoes obviously missed completely, and I don't think they actually hit anything. Those other torpedoes missed as well. This is the basic fundamental problem with this, with being a destroyer, is torpedoes are amazingly powerful, but it's actually quite difficult to hit anything with them. And I've been detected again by proximity detection. I think the destroyer's on the other side of the island. On the other hand, nobody can actually shoot at me, because I am hidden behind the island, so I stop here and launch smoke just in case there's somebody else spotting me. Torpedoes to port. Yeah, there's some torpedoes there. He's obviously launching them around that side. I don't know who he's aiming at. Aiming at the Leander there, probably. So then I try and turn to go around and fail completely. I'm still detected. I don't know why I'm detected at this point, because I'm in a smoke screen. But apparently, yeah, I'm detected anyway. The destroyer's taking heavy damage, which is quite nice. Because the problem with the Fubuki is the Fubuki doesn't do that well against other destroyers, because often they're actually much stealthier than you, in my experience. And the Fubuki's guns aren't very good. And using torpedoes against destroyers is a bit of a crapshoot, really. So I think I'm far enough away now that I might be able to turn without smacking into the island, which is nice, and get my torpedoes around, or get my hull around in time to get torpedoes off. Can I get them off? He's pretty much dead anyway. Oh, he's turning away. Yeah, he's out of it. Good, because that means I'm not detected anymore. Doesn't stop somebody shooting at me anyway, because what is it with being a destroyer and being sort of a permanent target for everybody. However, the enemy destroyer is now gone, and that's good, because that gives me sort of a certain amount of impunity when it comes to stealthily just kind of torpedo assassinating everybody. You still have to be careful, because as you'll notice a few times I accidentally stray into the viewing range of people, but it makes things easier. Now I'm aiming at... who am I aiming at? I'm aiming at him at the moment. This is where the replay gets a bit dodgy, because the replay thinks I'm aiming over there. I was aiming at the Dunkirk, which is a French tier 6 premium battle cruiser, or well, it's a battleship in the game. Historically it was a battle cruiser. No, come on, mouse, where's the... no. Yeah, he's over there. He's sailing in a straight line, and he's now detected me, so I turn away, because I'm about to take the full force of shots from like every single ship on their team. But I've also now captured the enemy base, and I'm almost out of view range. That's 2. Knackered him. That's 3 torpedo hits, and I'm no longer visible. So that's 25,000 damage done in one go, and then we loop round, ready to go again. Torpedoes are slowly reloading. That's the other thing with torpedoes, actually. I think on the Isakaze, the tier 4 destroyer, the torpedo reload time was like 20 seconds, or I've not played the Isakaze for ages, it was about 20 seconds or 30 seconds. But then you get to the Nutsuki, and it's like a minute, and then you get up to the Fubuki, and it's even longer. Which means torpedoes in some ways become less and less practical the longer time goes on, because battleship and cruiser health bars also increase. Right, so now we're aiming at the Bayern, which is the German tier 6 battleship, but we only launched 2 tubes, or 2 sets of tubes worth, so 6 torpedoes at the Bayern. I'm not quite sure why I didn't launch all of them. I think I had my idea to shoot some at the New Mexico as well. Got to keep an eye on the guys over there as well. What's the New Mexico doing? I'm banking on everybody sailing in straight lines at the moment, because they don't really know where I am. Now I know Jingles, I don't know why I was mentioning Jingles, I think because Jingles was the one who kind of got me going with this YouTube business. Yeah, there's another lot aimed at the New Mexico. Thinks battleships are stupid because they always sail in straight lines. I'll be honest, I have a certain amount of sympathy with the way they do it, actually, because I don't like battleships because they're too slow and they take forever to respond. And oh great, I'm detected again. So we're pulling away. There we go, we're out of detection range. 2 torpedo hits and another kill. That was on him over there, whoever he was. The Bayern. That was 4 torpedo hits at maximum range. That was good going. Then the New Mexico. This flaming camera, seriously, is actually taking evasive maneuvers, but it's not quite enough. Oh, yeah, 1 hit on his stern, that's for flooding. That's caused flooding. And he has actually used, as it turns out, he's used his damage repair ability, because look at the damage. The damage is still creeping up, so he's not repairing the flooding. So I get about an extra 5,000 damage on that, in total, as well as the 10,000 caused by the torpedo itself. So that's quite good. But yeah, what was I saying? Yeah, battleships, they're just so slow to turn that, generally speaking, you don't want to turn unless you absolutely have to, because then you have to re-aim your turrets, and your turrets are also slow. And you know, if you turn like facing from, say, port to starboard, it means one set of turrets has to rotate all the way around, which takes forever. So yeah, I can see why battleship drivers tend to drive in straight lines where they can. I mean, personally, I think I'm just breaking behind this island now to try and ambush him. You know, tend to sail in a straight line, change direction a bit, sail in another straight line. The problem with battleship drivers is they tend to sail in a straight line for too long, and give torpedoes time to catch up, whereas cruisers will manoeuvre all the time. Oops. But I don't think he was aiming at me. I think I aimed torpedoes at him anyway. You know, just in case. Yeah. I know I'm trying to get away, I'm not aiming at him, I'm just legging it. And then, yeah, smoke to block view, so I'm no longer visible. I get smashed anyway, because I swear people have their guns pre-aimed in my direction. However, Mr. Baron VI is not as clever as he thinks he is, because he's aiming into the smoke screen, not realising that I'm still moving at full speed. You should have really seen this smoke screen growing, so he doesn't really have an excuse for that. And there we have KZN Raider, who will soon become famous. Well, not very famous, but you know. So yeah, cruisers can kind of manoeuvre. Destroyers, captains can throw their ships around, but battleships, aren't very manoeuvrable, so I can understand why they don't like manoeuvring very much. However, they do tend to do alright in my experience. Battleships still aren't that easy to hit. I just did unusually well this time. So right, so they're going around the island, and then the Duca del what's-his-face, Duca d'Osta, is coming. So now I'm just trying to get some torpedoes off, and then I'm going to try and use this island for cover. So torpedoes away. Might as well use all the tubes. So he doesn't. So the island is now covered. He doesn't know I'm here, and I'm well within maximum torpedo range. Because the closer you go with torpedoes, the closer you can get, the better. Because it means you're less likely to miss. However, my maximum torpedo range is 10 kilometers. My view range is 7 kilometers. So usually you have to be outside of 7. But if you use an island, you can get closer. But unfortunately, they just killed him anyway, so that just wasted everything. However, and this is where I'm just going to try and slow the speed down a bit, if I can. I can't remember what the button is. Okay, I'm not going to slow the speed down. Let me narrate it in real time. The Cleveland, if you look at the map, the Cleveland was moving this way. So what I'm doing now is I'm setting myself up for an ambush. So what I'm trying to do is pause in this gap, and then I'm going to launch torpedoes through this gap and then speed away that way. So we back up a bit just to get a good angle, turn just to get a good angle with all the launchers. There we go, all the tubes can now aim, so that's good. Then in a minute we come to a stop. Yep, we stop now. So, good, we're all set up. One problem. We have a cruiser here, we have a battleship here. Where is he? We should have spotted him by now, and we haven't. So where is he? So I think, oh, maybe he's gone around the other side. Maybe he's doubled back. So I come forward just to see, maybe, you know, just to check. Oh, crap! Pause. This is death. Let's zoom in. A Cleveland at 4.4 kilometers. All 12, count them, 3, 3, 3, 3 guns pointed at you from 4.5 kilometers in a Fubuki with about a third of its health left. I think we can all see how this goes. And I desperately try and get the... No. desperately turn to try and... I desperately turned to try and get the torpedo tubes into action to try and get torpedoes away, but that just wasn't to be. And that was my death at the hand. Ooh, that was my death at the hands of KZN Raider in his Cleveland. And the game carries on for maybe a couple more minutes. He was not going to last, and the other battleship as well. They weren't going to last much longer. But we'll just finish the game. So I'm dead. Cleveland has vanished temporarily. I emphasise. So, let's see if can we move to another player? Can we move to another player? Not that button. And there's me just like, I knew you were going to do that in chat. Because the thing is, what I've decided is that it's very easy to get negative when you get beaten, but I actually take a fair amount of pleasure in complimenting. If somebody does something clever and kills me, or I do something really bad and they kill me, enemy battleship's just gone, I take a fair amount of pleasure in actually complimenting whoever did it. And this is why one thing I like with World of Warships is the complimenting system, which I just used, but also the fact that you can still do chat across teams, because you can't do that in World of Tanks anymore, because World of Tanks, because there's so much abuse and toxicity going on, World of Tanks, they made it so you can only chat to people in your team. It also means you can't do this, you can't congratulate the other team on a game well played. So KZN Raider, very well done for that little bit of sneakiness. He took me out, and it's just a shame the rest of the team sucked so hard, because if they'd all been as good as that, he would have destroyed us completely. And there we go, that's the Pride of Japan sinking there. And there he is. He's going to be dead soon. So I'm just going to... the rest of the game is just him getting blown up at long range by our sort of half our team. So it's not that interesting. So I'm just going to finish there, I think. So let's just pause that, and then just point out all of my fun stuff. So come on, where's the right button? There we go. We got some capturing, we did some critical damage, we did some flooding, we got 2 kills, 8 torpedo hits, and that was a critical strike thing, and 85,000 damage. And that, ladies and gentlemen, was that game. So thank you very much for watching. Thank you for KZN Raider for being awesome, and I will see you in the next one. Goodbye.